In South. Okay, now we just gotta go crazy. Thank you for bringing your cameras. Yeah, thank you very much. Glad they're all working very well. They seem to be working very well. These some video recorders that are working great. That doesn't make me nervous. Who cares if I'm on YouTube tonight? I'm wearing a tie, goddammit. We're not even going to watch the movie tonight. I'm just going to do a bit up here. That doesn't make me feel good, to be honest. To know that you guys are like, do the bit, not the movie. I am going to do a small Q&A right now, because I'm not going to be able to come at the end of it, unfortunately. But easy. We're going to have a lot of fun. But no, in all truth and sincerity, I got to get the very sentimental part out, because it's very true, and I don't want to tear up. But it is incredibly overwhelming. You have no idea to do a film that's this cool and this small, and I hope you like it. Truth is, if you don't like it, it's okay. And if you do like it, that's awesome. But the only thing I ever wanted from this movie was two things. I wanted a conversation to start at the end of the movie. And so if you're feeling like you've been provoked, or you're feeling offended, or you're feeling like uncomfortable, that's awesome. Hopefully you can find someone who is moved and is really excited about it. And hopefully you guys can talk for a while. That's really all I've ever wanted. And then, most importantly, I've only wanted to bring the work of what I think is one of the greatest authors we've ever had, to a bigger meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's really important, because this movie is a passion project for me. It was a really, really long time coming, but at the same time, I will admit now, I hate to break it to you, but it will only be a fraction of what he does as an author. So I'm admitting that now, and I hope it's an open doorway to plenty of new readers of his, hopefully. So I'm gonna open it up for a couple questions, and then I'm gonna get right to the movie. So please ask me about the movie, and like what scenes you liked, and what about that last part, and why did you choose that shot? That'll be really fun, and don't ask those questions. That would be really good. Any questions? Good night, everybody. Yeah. Thank you. Finally, someone showing respect.
Yeah, I'd just like you to continue talking about your interaction with Foster Wallace's work, with this particular work, with other works. Did anything from other works come into this? What are your favorites, maybe?
Wow, okay. Do you have 2 hours? I'll be in town for 2 days. Why don't you come on? No. I think I have to tend to agree that David Foster Wallace is a very difficult author to adapt. However, one caveat is the one I found, which is this book in particular. Thank you again for the cameras. I was feeling like I wasn't lit properly, and then 150 people were like, maybe a camera will help? I have a flash on my camera. We don't have a spotlight here, but now we do. The guys being interviewed and conversing in the way that they do in this book lends itself immediately to being performed in some way. And really, the cool thing, and I hope this is what everybody takes from it, is, again, first-time director, probably not going to be the greatest directed movie you've ever seen. Might be. But it's just so much fun to work with the material. It's a non-linear film. It's definitely a film experience. It's got all sorts of things that you might not be used to as far as films. That's not a compliment to me. It's a compliment to the material. As far as him, he's, like I said, he's the best. He's the thing that was most nerve-wracking about doing this film is that I know how many people love him. I know how many people loved him before me, way before me. I remember being at school being like, David who? People were like, shoot him. And then I started reading all his stuff, and some of it took a while, and some of it didn't, and this was one of the books that I responded to immediately. But I will end this whole thing by saying the 2 other things that I say go out and read tomorrow. Literally, this is your assignment. I'll be reading papers on Monday. Is the supposedly fun thing I'll never do again is the funniest thing I've ever read on paper. Mm-hmm. That includes The Office. And then 2, his speech to the Kenyan class was probably one of the most moving things I've ever read, and everybody who has blood in their veins should read it. Anyone else? Yeah. I love your gloves, by the way.
Thank you. As a first-time director,
a good question. I thought it would be all like fun and games, and then you're asking really good questions. I did. I mean, I think in the most complimentary way I can say, I stole everything. I mean, I have no idea how to be a director. I'd never directed anything in my life, so I highly recommend directing out of ignorance. It's fantastic.